Hey, folks, in this matter, I cannot think of anyone more appropriate to turn to regarding the history of Oakland than Oakland's poet laureate, Ishmael Reed. He's taken his time to talk with me right now. I'll introduce you. Ishmael, thanks for your time.
Sure, thank you.
What do you think of the events in the context? What are your thoughts about this, and also how it's affected Oakland and Oakland's history?
Well, I think that this is happening all over the country. In New York in 2007, 500,000 black and Hispanic males were stopped and searched without cause. And only a quarter of those stop and frisk actions led to a conviction. So this is like what happens in other countries where people have to show their ID before they enter certain sections of the country, especially if they're minorities. Like they have to show like a work pass or all this. So, and what they do with this information probably is to file it so that these men who are innocent, have a record, or at least are held under suspicion. Now, in this case, this is just a pattern. Policeman murders a man. The media and the police establishment, including the police department and the union, look the other way. The union usually defends a policeman, whether he's right or wrong. The politicians fail to respond to this because they don't want to be seen as soft on crime, which is like what can get you, you fail to win an election if you perceive by the people in the suburbs who have the least to worry about crime, yet are driving the issue. This is what happens, your career is over. And the prosecutor goes slow in prosecuting the police because he has to work with them. And the police unions and the corrections unions are so powerful. Matter of fact, they made Arnold Schwarzenegger into a girly man. They did a contract with the state, and they said for every nickel we got a dime, because they were boasting about how they had emasculated Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the former governor, the one he replaced, the recall on Governor Ray Davis also was in the pocket of the corrections establishment. So what you have here is that we have two nations. One is where whites are free, they don't get prosecuted, whether they be policemen or they be a young white person who's perpetrated a hate crime or against homeless people or whatever, or whether they're police. So this is a problem. Now, this has been going on for 150 years. This hearing is not going to do anything. The media, of course, have almost praised the officer, calling him a gentle giant yesterday in the newspaper, worried about death threats against him. That his other the kid is dead. So he didn't have to worry about no death threats. He's dead, see. So this has been going on for 150 years. They have this group here who's pacification hearing. That's what this is. Nothing's going to come of this. So I think it's time to take the problem of the police terrorism against African American citizens from the time of even before the emancipation. At that time, the police were what we call patrollers or patrollers, who would ask slaves or captives who were seen away from the plantation to show a pass, which is what's happening in New York right now. You have to show a pass, or you have to be same kind of tactics. It's time to take this to the United Nations. It's time to take it to the United Nations.
What happened to Oakland? Because I thought Oakland was so diverse that this sort of thing would not happen. We used to talk about they celebrate Oakland's diversity, and now it seems like Oakland is broken, or am I wrong?
Well, I think that Oakland's experiencing some of the same problems that you have in other parts of the country, especially police brutality. That's universal. Now, I think NACP is right to go to the Attorney General, but what's needed is a new multicultural Hispanic, Asian, because Asians, even though Asian Americans are the model minority, they murdered them too. I mean, there was an Asian American kid who was doing some karate moves, and the police shot him. So that happens to Asian Americans too. They get shot. Hispanics, African Americans. It's time for a new multicultural organization that will just monitor the police all over the nation. I have my hometown paper, the Buffalo Challenger and the Buffalo Criterion, two black papers. They talk about police shootings all the time. So I'm sure if you gathered all the community newspapers in the black community, ethnic newspapers, you find this is happening all over the town. And so there should be a body count. Just like they had in Vietnam, where they had a body count. There should be a body count that's weekly posted on the internet or somewhere of the police killings that happen all over the country.
Well, thank you for your time.
Sure, absolutely.